Hello, Cancerian community. Brothers, sisters, them and theys. Welcome to Soul Tigress. I am here to give some messages from the divine energy, your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. And I ask them to speak through the cards for the messages that you may need to receive. You may be harboring on some questions that you're not knowing which direction to go with, how to ask them, or where to ask them. So here we are building a sacred, safe place and love so that we can create an openness, so that we may receive these messages. All right. So I hope you all are having a great day so far. What I'm feeling that wants to come out. Cancerians like nice things. So let's start off with the Unicorn Oracle cards. Let's go ahead and ask the divine energy and our angels that are present to speak through the cards. And what we have is two cards. We got Goddess, and we also have Freedom. Okay, so the Goddess does read, honor your divine feminine energy, see your inner beauty, love every part of you. Okay, and this is gonna go just straight through all of it. No matter what gender you are, these energies reside in us, both masculine and feminine. I have both energies in me, you have both energies in you. It's just we operate out of one primarily more than the other. Okay, what this is taking a step back is into feminine energy. Feminine energy is one of mercy, kindness, acceptance, love, nurturing. All right. So what this is saying is go within yourself, honor all of this. Use the divine energies to honor you. Have mercy on yourself. Accept yourself for who you are, because you're awesome. You are awesome. We are all awesome. There's never one person too broken. It's never too late or too early to go in the direction you want to go in. Okay, so be kind to yourself. Have some mercy. Next one is freedom. Live wild and free. Choose your freedom. Claim your independence. So what's bogging you down? Because also what I'm getting is with this card, this person is higher up. Not everybody is on this level. Okay? Is it that you need to be kind to yourself, to help get you to that next level? Have some acceptance in some things or new ways that you have to go in. Okay? Sometimes taking a different direction means taking on some other traits. That's a part of the growth. We don't have to be the same person we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. A lot of us will look back on the younger years and say, no, I would never do that again because I've learned so much. So as we're talking about that, this card comes out and it's talking about leadership. Oh, I like the way that showed up in there. Let's see if I just focus on it again like that. Leadership. Step into your leadership. Share your message. Inspire and empower others. Okay. Okay. So I'm hearing use influencer as an example. An influencer is somebody who has a buttload of leadership in the direction they're going. An influencer is also an entrepreneur, or what was known as an entrepreneur at one time. Okay, I may have that a little messed up, but that's the meaning for me right now. So, okay. So what this is saying is, take hold. Take hold in that direction you want to go. Step into it. Step into it. Not just like, oh my goodness, do I ask for permission? No, step into the way you want to go. Bring yourself up to that level you want to be at. Because the one thing about leaders is they ain't worried about the rest. They is not worried about the rest. I'm sorry. They make causes that help affect usually the whole community in a positive manner, or in the direction that they want to go in. Okay, I always like to see positive first before, but dependent on that leadership will depend on how it goes. Okay, you really got to come in flawless, with the freedom, flying high, acceptance, being kind to yourself, because you could be stepping in a direction that is a little new to you, and especially if we're stepping into new traits, and that's what I'm getting a lot for our Cancerians is new traits. So what also comes out, and this is beautiful, is hope. Stay positive. The worst is behind you. Look up to the light. Okay, if you felt like you failed somewhere else, it's not that way. That was just that time. That was a moment in time. That was a different you. The fact that you're even looking back and trying to analyze that it should let you know that you have leveled up, because now you're looking at it not just from that view, but from a view above it, Gentleness. Be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness. Speak words of love. Speak words of love. All right. Be kind to yourself. Be very kind to yourself. Being kind to yourself does not have a time limit. Look at that. You can say it's dusk. You can say it's dawn. Whatever it is just be kind to yourself all day long. All day long. Anger. Ooh. Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. Boom. Mic drop. Yep, that's the last one. This one's really beautiful. We hide our emotions because at one time we were taught that they weren't valid. Anger can be such a beautiful emotion when it's expressed right, or in a more positive form, or put towards a positive form. This anger could be used in many different ways. It could be used to passion the new direction that you want to go in, being fed up with not being gentle with yourself, being fed up that you haven't stepped into that leadership that you want to be in, but it all comes first with being kind to yourself, accepting what was, accepting that there's times of cycles. There's just times of different cycles in our lives. Okay, different roles we play in different places. That's home, that's work, that's life in general. I feel like you haven't given up hope, but this is just to reconfirm. Keep it. Keep looking up, and it looks up to this one. Give yourself that mercy. All right? But anger, it can definitely be the sword that we wield when we're ready to conquer our fears. We're angry at the same results. We're angry because, we feel the same way, but in a sense, our intuition is telling us it's different. You know, we could be being pushed in a different direction. And what's funny about life is life will push you one way. It'll push you in an energetic realm, a metaphoric realm. And if you did not grasp those hints in those other two realms, it's gonna come now in the 3D realm, and you will get people, you will get situations that are going to push you. And that's when you step up. That's when you step up. But again, a lot of people don't rise to the occasion like others because they never found that gentleness. They never found that gentleness which helped encourage them to go be that leader. Okay? So, wow, this is deep, Cancerians. All right, so Big Tarot wants to come out. These are just the funky cover cards. Big Tarot wants to come out, and let's talk about the present. Let's talk about the present. All right. So, for the present, what does Divine want to say? So this is what's filling your anger. This is a revolving door bullshit. It hasn't been said, but it's being felt. Because everything's on the flip side. And it's a revolving door bullshit that you could have to do with a femininely charged energy. Okay? And this energy could be a very one that, you know, kind of is triggering in the emotions. You know, where this knight would want to go, on the opposite end, it's not going to want to go. It's going to kind of want to stay and wallow in where it's at. And I feel like you keep running into these kind of things no matter what start you try and take. No matter what start. And it's frustrating. Like, you see me grabbing that itching right here. It's frustrating, you know? And you're really trying to see this from a higher perspective, because definitely when I was lining everything, that third eye was coming out. That third eye was coming out. Now, what you're dealing with is an energy source that is bringing in a feeling of being overpowered. But that's an outlook that you feel like you've had, being overpowered. And it's particularly, I feel like, a feminine energy. Now, with this being said, what you're dealing with now could be just triggering what has been cooking on the kettle or boiling the kettle for a while. Okay? So I think that's why this goddess came out, because it's looking back at this energy and it's healing it. And when we heal that energy within ourselves, then we can build new ways of going, new ways of seeing, stop fighting that inner turmoil. And that fell out into this, you know, feeling like this is always the situation that's always going to happen. You know, these are always the beginnings that I'm going to find. And you know what? I just seen this quote the other day. It's from a physicist. It's first name's Max, and it talks about how you look at things, and when you start to change the things that you look at, the things that you're looking at change. Okay, they'll change meaning, they'll change significance. I could say this about exes right here. This is a perfect example for anybody. Is you ever had an ex who had a popular name, and then you had a bad breakup with that ex, and then that name is the damnest, most hauntingest thing in the world. It's like everybody has that name, but it's not that everybody has that name. It's that you just have an antenna out to receive that frequency, that name. And it's because you have an emotional attachment to that name. And this energy that you're dealing with is there's an emotional attachment to it. And it could stem from some time in the past. It's always a lot of times what's happened in our past. Okay? So anything else want to come out for the present? These don't want to go back in. Okay. You got the Hierophant in reverse, 2 of Cups upright, 5 of Swords in reverse, 2 of Wands, and 8 of Wands. What I'm hearing is, if I take on this leadership, whichever way you want to go, am I going to become the bad guy? Is it gonna put me in a direction that I'm not gonna be received as positively? And it has to do with community. What I'm getting at is that you're basically holding yourself back. And you're holding yourself back because you're worried about what others will think. I'm going to tell you, people are going to think whatever they're going to think. You could be the most nicest person in the world. They're going to think whatever they want to think. What is that Puss in Boots movie with the dog? That dog was so wholesome, so pure heart, so compassionate, and they did not know how to take him for the longest time. They really thought he was faking the funk. So what I'm getting at is you could be the most nicest person in the world. People are still going to judge you. There are people who are not going to like it. There are people who are going to despise your positivity. Just going to put it out there. They're going to despise it. But the whole thing is, when you're in that leadership role, when you're in that leadership role, it's not going to matter because you're forging your way. You're not looking at it just for yourself. Like I said, leaders are looking at it from a bigger view. So you're going to be on a higher level and you're just going to know it. And it is what it is. People are going to think what people think. And when you're in that higher role, it's going to be water on a duck's back. That's just it. Some of the most strongest, inspiring people don't give two shits about what others think. And that's, again, and this is when this one comes out, and it came out to the 5 of Swords in reverse. It's, yeah. Take up your I'm the motherfucking shit wand. Excuse my language. Take up the I'm a bad mofo wand and be it. That's what that is. I'm a bad mofo. Again, use that anger, because look at it. It's a volcano back there, you know. This person ain't gonna let nobody bring them down. She's coming in, and she's coming in to whoop ass. Okay, excuse my language. Definitely can't post this now because of that language, but okay. Maybe edit. Okay. But yeah, that's what needs to happen. So let's talk about the block, though. The block. It's been an overpowering energy in the past. You know, these contracts, it could have to do with work. You know, always dealing with somebody higher up. Or somebody who's always put themselves higher up. That's what it is. But that person at the same time creates friction and creates ways for you to challenge yourself. What else wants to come about the block? A direction. Have you been trying to, go in a more humble direction away from this? And as I say that, the Sun and the Two of Cups come out for the block. Can I get clarity for the Two of Cups? So the Three of Swords fell onto the Three of Wands in reverse. So the block has been kind of treading. That's what I'm hearing to say, is you've been treading on what you're trying to keep as calm waters. Calm waters. But it's that treading on calm waters, in a sense, has left the Sun in the opposite direction that you've been going. The union that you want is in opposite of the direction that you're going, because again, it's a feeling of treading. But that treading at the same time is self-sabotage. It's self-sabotage. You gotta stir up the waters. Because if you tread, how are you gonna get anywhere? You're gonna be stuck swimming this swim so much longer. And that's what I'm hearing. We tread to survive when we're worn out. But when you want to make a path, you gotta really go. And as we talk about treading, it's the treading that's kept you up in this head. Okay? The thoughts that, never seem to subside. How do I choose? And it's all, how do I choose? How do I go from A to B? If I do this, what's the repercussion gonna be? But the repercussion that you're focusing on, because this kind of came out like that. So it's almost like you're worried that it's gonna go here, but you're not worried that it's gonna turn like that. Your focus has been just on the negative. Or should I say the focus has been not just on the negative. I should say the focus has been everywhere else. But on how this is going to do for you. I say it like that because when we take on certain positions, certain roles, it be home, it could be in family, because you can step up in the family of hierarchy, You know, just like you can step up and get promotions at work. But when that happens, when we start to take in our power, there's always somebody who's going to be upset. There's always somebody who's not going to receive it. And if we are an individual where we are very compassionate, treading the waters, then we're not going to want to upset people. You know, we hate to upset them. And that's where you gotta kind of focus on not them, but you. Because again, what makes a great leader is that they make decisions based on the whole picture. The whole picture. They're not making decisions just based on personal gain. You know, yes, that leadership, if they conduct that leadership just right, you know, they get this, they could get that, it gets bigger, you know, it becomes more of a community. But certain individuals in that community are not going to see it right away. And that's because, again, they're not in that leadership role. Okay, they haven't made it to that level. And the fact that you're there or you're getting ready to be there is for a reason. It's for a reason. You can't take everybody to the top. Okay, that's a quote I heard a long time ago, and that really resonated with me. A lot of people can start on a journey with you, but a lot of them can't go to the top with you. And that could be personal reasons, that could be financial reasons, that could be work reasons, but you have to establish that when it's your time to step up, that is your time to shine. And you shine as bright as you want. You shine the brightest, because that's what's going to get that community light. That's what's going to help bring them together. Okay? So that's stepping into that. That's definitely stepping into that. 1, 2, 3. All right. So let's start off with let's go to the Shamanic Healing Oracles, because let's see what's needed for this block. I think it's spelt out here, you know, becoming more at one with that feminine energy. And for masculines, this is not becoming more feminine. This is honoring that feminine energy. You're still going to operate more in that masculine energy, or if you're operating more in the them, they energy, you're still going to be that energy. That shift in energy doesn't happen like so easily, but what you are shifting are the blocks in that energy flow for yourself. Okay, because remember, we have both energies in this. We just operate primarily out of a certain one or ones, not of our choosing, but of what we are contracted to, in a sense. Okay, so let's see. All right, divine energy. I keep hearing oracles. I've heard oracles when I started this reading. Yes, I'm using 2 sets of oracle cards. Okay, but when I'm picking the cards, or when the cards are picking who wants to come out, they don't exactly say, oh, I'm tarot, oh, I'm tarot, oh, I'm oracle. No. So there's a big call with oracles. So, and then there was a big sense of third eye energy. So what this could be is getting more in touch with balancing out this feminine energy. Is going to also help balance out that oracle energy, that third eye energy. Because to be in that leadership frequency, there does have to be another vision out there. It's almost like a sixth sense in a way, you know. Those are great leaders. Those are great leaders, you know, who really get in tuned like that. So first card comes out onto the anger, and the Queen of Wands is grounding. Grounding. I'm hearing ground out, set the intentions, set the goals. Home. Home. Cleaning up the home. That's what that is. And I'm not talking about the 3D home. I'm talking about the energetic home. Release that anger. Release that anger. Sometimes, because I felt a little digestional thing, so I'm going to go off on this tidbit. When we hold on to certain things, certain emotions, it really gets stored up in the body. And it can be stored up in many different areas of the body. So releasing some stuff could help lessen certain issues, such as, say, like, I think acid reflux has been tied to stress. Don't totally quote me. This is just an opinion. This is not medical advice. But what I can say is that stress does get stored in the body, and it can get stored in many different areas of the body, not just, say, the bones and the muscles, but it can get stored in organs, you know, regions of the body. And then as I say that, and this comes in the direction that you are not sure how people are going to take you, you know, this is an emotional release. You also dealing with what triggers you, that trigger, that overbearing kind of stuff. So emotional release. You see how it's watering the plants, and the plants are going to grow. Yeah. Once you release it, things are going to grow. Things are going to grow. Anything else want to come out for the Cancerian community? Let's see. Movement into balance. Movement into balance. And it popped up onto this one. So let's see. Truth. Truth. That movement into balance has to be led by truth. Be truthful with yourself. Be truthful with yourself. You know, if you've had kids, I'm going to tell you it like this. You have to be a leader in the home with children, right? And you make decisions that they don't understand because they think they know it all. But, you know, they fall on their noggins, and you're just like, not only am I told you, but, you know, you're going to come in with some truth as into why that happened, why you were telling them a certain thing, trying to guide them, okay? I feel like this all goes along with the direction you want to go in, that freedom that you want. You know, that movement into balance, into gaining that direction, leading direction, is going to be driven by truth. You know, because a lot of times when we're great leaders, again, the rest of the community that isn't on that level doesn't understand the decisions that we make. But we see it. And you're going to upset people. You're going to always upset people who are not in that kind of position. Just going to say that if they're in lower positions, say on the totem, hierarchy, seniority, because again, this can go in family as well. Stepping back and knowing your truth. knowing why you're making those decisions and just operating in that. Yeah, I know you're going to be upset. I can deal with that. I know how you are. That's fine, but this is how it is. Okay? And being comfortable with it. When you get that pushback from others, be gentle. Be gentle, because they're going to tell you any and every which thing to bring you down. To bring you down. Because they don't feel free. They don't feel free. You know? Because if they understood, there wouldn't be no tiff. There wouldn't be no tiff. All right, Cancerians. Y'all are awesome. You are awesome. This is amazing, amazing reading. Thank y'all for sharing this energy with me. Thank the ancestors, the divine energy, the angels of protection, spirit guides, and other angels. All right, y'all have a great rest of your day.